So, folks, it came to it. Your king of extreme was betrayed by a rapscallion ne'er-do-well at the last minute, threw me off over the top rope. What do you know? My phone is telling me that there is K.O.E. Nation to check out. Oh, wow, really? The King of Extreme is streaming right now as we speak. I mean, holy crap. Wow, it's like Inception or something. But yeah, folks, it was quite the evening. Let me send that out to my varying rapscallion ne'er-do-wellery friends. It was quite a good time, though. It was quite a good time. Let's see, and yes, I'm gonna send one to my mom as well. My mom pretty much watches everything I put out, so no matter what I put out, I always know I got one fan. Hi, Mom. So yes. So I was betrayed this evening at the Battle Royal at the Prime Cayes event. It was a tragedy. I mean, you want to talk about stop the steal. Phil K.O.E. stolen from by that rapscallion ne'er-do-well. Katarana, who threw me over the top rope in the Battle Royal. You know, I'm the big guy. I'm like Big Show or Kane or Andre. Always going to get betrayed, and you turn your back for 1 second, folks. What are you going to do? But your King of Extreme is going to come back even greater, because I really didn't lose anything. I was just eliminated unfairly. We're going to have a recount here. Might have to go into a Supreme Court challenge. I mean, there's just no way we can do this. Yes, folks, but yeah, come on in. The water's fine. You know it's the right thing to do. And yeah, it was quite the evening. Quite the evening. We were discussing illegal immigration, and that was what got me up. Let me go ahead and turn off the noises on my noisy clicker device and see. Here we go. And yes, people are coming in. People are flooding in. You know it's the right thing, folks. Oh, Lord. So, your King of Extreme, stolen from that rapscallion ne'er-do-well. I will not rest until revenge is mine and I eliminate Katarana from one of the Prime Cayes Battle Royals. So, folks, you were here to see the beginning. You know, there's some other folks out there that with their ideas, you know, I can swat ideas off left and right. That's not a big deal for me. But being eliminated from a battle royal of all things, that is something that the 7-time Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast champion cannot live with. So I now have another goal. Yes, Katarana, at the next Battle Royal on Prime Cayes panel, I am coming for you. I'm going to make sure you get chucked over the top rope, and I might even have people set a table so there's a big explodey table spot too. Yes, it'll be awesome, folks. But yes, come on in. The water's fine, folks. Don't worry. Welcome one and all, the K.O.E. Nation post Prime stream. It was pretty much the robbery of the century. I mean, your King of Extreme brought just nothing but fire, and it was all, and yet it still wasn't quite enough. It was not quite enough. I could not overcome betrayal, and so that was so necessary, folks. It was unfortunate, but it's where we land ourselves. But yeah, come on in. The water is fine. Welcome one and all. So yes, your King of Extreme actually survived the first round, and I'm actually a little disappointed in myself because I kind of figured that, I figured I'd get eliminated first round for sure. How did I not get eliminated in the first round? There we go. Well, hello, Dads Worldwide. How are we doing this fine, lovely evening? There we go. All right. I was just about to ask Chicken, how do I do the stuff and things with the technical stuff with the technology and things? And Chicken's like, don't worry, Phil. I got this all covered. Don't worry about it. So that's pretty awesome. But thank you for joining us, Dads Worldwide. And for those just joining us, Dads Worldwide, a great podcast that you definitely need to check out. And Big Buckin' Entertainment, also Big Buckin' Empire. Chicken, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. All are welcome. Come on in. Come on in. It was a disappointment. I was in the Battle Royal and I was betrayed by Katarana. I turned my back on her for just 1 second and whoa, over the top rope. So you were here to see the beginning of a Phil K.O.E. feud. I now have, batting off ideas isn't really much of a thing. I can just do that left and right, and it's not a big deal. But Katarana throwing me over the top rope in this battle royal. Oh, now I've got to come back. Yeah. Well, hello, Christian Watson. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Yes, this is just a post Prime Cayes Battle Royal stream. I was thrown over by that rapscallion ne'er-do-well Katarana. She was the one who decided to vote me out. And just so you see, folks, this is another one of the failures of democracy. Winston Churchill did not win re-election. Your king of extreme did not advance to the next round. So there are some flaws in the institution of democracy. So keep that in mind going forward. I mean, so there might be some other shows going on elsewhere, but this is where you need to be. K.O.E. Nation. Yes, thank you, Christian Watson. Thank you for joining. But yeah, it was steal of the century. Really, I think we're going to have to appeal this to the Pennsylvania Supreme Court. We're going to have to take this all the way to anyone. Like, I'm going to have to hire Rudy Giuliani on this. We're going to have to get all the way. We're going to have to launch a full investigation. We're going to have to hire a special prosecutor. We're going to have to look into impeachment charges. We're going to go all out on this one, folks. And you were here to see the beginning of it because, yes, you, Katarana, you rapscallion ne'er-do-well, you. This will not be allowed to stand. But, yeah, it was, other than that, it was actually a really fun time. And I might have been a little bit of a smartass at a few points, maybe a little bit. Yeah, no, I know what you're all thinking. Not you, Phil K.O.E. You're like a box of fluffy doves every time you interact with anybody. And so it was really a good time. Now, Prime enjoyed, and actually I'm going to be back on the Prime K panel on Monday. So check me out there. But also, folks, what are you doing? Like, share, subscribe right here. Follow me here on Twitch. It's the right thing to do. It's the best thing to do. It's the thing to do for you. And so, yeah, come on in, folks. The water's fine. The water is fine. And it was an amazing evening, but there was a couple other topics that we were going to touch on that I never really got the chance to. And I'm sure, let's see. Some media has been speculating that China may nationalize Alibaba. That one was kind of a weird one that I had to actually kind of look it up today. And then there was, is pornography a social ill? I was kind of thinking back to a Doug Stanhope bit where he talks about every single sin, every vice has an inherent punishment and top of it. You gamble too much, you lose your money. The house has the edge. You smoke too many cigarettes, you're probably going to die. And then I was just going to throw this one. You watch too much pornography and you lose all taste for the kind of people that'll actually fuck you. It's got a downside too. All the sins have, or vices have their inherent punishment. So to throw a ticket on top of that, that's double jeopardy, motherfucker. That is unconstitutional. So that was the route I was going to go with that particular topic. It was like, well, if you're going to throw a ticket on top of it, I was under the impression double jeopardy was unconstitutional in this country. And so that was the route I was going to go. And, it is a free speech issue that if you're going to have a free speech society, something that you have to value is sometimes unpopular things are going to be said. Now, I think it was actually, and they made a movie out of it, The People versus Larry Flint, I believe it was, where that was established. And Woody Harrelson playing Larry Flint, like, boy, I was like, that is some flattering casting for Larry. They got Woody Harrelson to play Larry. Well done, well done. Is there more money in the world than I was aware of? So that, but yeah, that was going to be my general take on that. Which, since those rapscallion ne'er-do-wells, and then is populism a detriment to national politics? I wouldn't like what are you even supposed to say to that? It's like, is appealing to people a bad thing in politics, is essentially what the question is, which is just silliness, to be frank. And it was, now granted, I would have crushed every single one of them, throwing everybody over the top rope, but I'm not going to reveal who I was going to throw over the top rope. You'd never want to give anybody a warning. But I was, now I know Katarana, she's going to have to go over that top rope sometime, so I'm hoping that she comes on to the next Battle Royal panel that I happen to be on, and that will be quite the evening. So let's see. Oh, Lord almighty. When you got those certain friends where it's like, all right, I know I can't post this meme on Facebook, but I know just the people I can send this meme to. I'm that friend that you can send the really spicy memes to. And yeah, that was one of those like, yep, can't share that on the air. That's the wonderful thing. Yep. That's what I like about technology. The things we can use it for and the things we end up using it for, like you can almost send a satellite photo of the top of your own head, and we send like silly memes to each other with it, and it's just such an interesting world we live in. And yeah, so the idea, would populism be bad? Like, I get a feeling what you're going to find with that one is that the leftist posters think that leftist populism is good and right-wing populism is bad, and the right-wing debaters and the right-wing guests were going to think that right-wing populism was good and left-wing populism was bad. I know it was going to be a really spicy take. So I'm sorry to have deprived you of all of that. Instead, you come here to the glory and the majesty of the K.O.E. nation. And so, folks, it was quite the evening, and I'm glad that I participated in it. But now I have a new rivalry, and it will have to culminate sooner rather than later. We will see what happens. But folks, this is my first evening in the Battle Royal, and I wasn't eliminated first round. Not bad. And I was betrayed by a rapscallion ne'er-do-well, although I do think that Doobie was probably going to throw me over the top rope if he was the one to make the vote. So I do think my time in that particular Battle Royal was numbered regardless. Call me crazy. I think they were pretty well ready to take out the King of Extreme. They saw how much of a threat I am to just the general balance of power here on Twitch. They knew that if I go to full extreme mode, like Super Saiyan mode, that I am truly unstoppable, and they had to stop that before it could ever get started. So, it's unfortunate, but it's understandable, folks. So your King of Extreme came, saw, conquered, was betrayed. It's your classic Shakespearean play. It's your classic Epic of Gilgamesh style story, but starring your King of Extreme rather than all those other lamos. So, yes. And this evening, I've been enjoying a marvelous Glenfiddich 21-year-old Scotch the entire time. Rum cask aged. Excellent stuff. You really, really need to give it a shot if you haven't. Can be a little pricey. Me and Tony found this one on sale, so I'm pretty proud of myself for that one. And yeah, so actually, weirdly enough, when I was looking up the Alibaba issue, turns out that stock might be a little bit, sounds like that stock, not to be construed as actual investment advice, but it sounds like that stock might be a little undervalued, but there's always is China going to sweep the rug out from under you? Some regulation going to just sweep the rug out from under you? everybody that invests there, they always got to be a little bit, more than a little bit cautious of that. But yes, sounds delicious. Yes, Brendan, Glenfiddich single malt Scotch whiskey, 21 years old, Reserva rum cask finish. It's basically candy in a bottle, but it's not easy to find and it's not cheap when you do find it. But it's just one of those, if you like Scotch whiskey, you need to add this to your bucket list. This is sweet. It's not peat. You're not going to find any peatiness, no smokiness. It's just all just glorious, glorious sweetness. And yeah, it spends a lot of time in a rum cask, and that really, really helps things out considerably. And it smells gorgeous. But yes, folks, it was an interesting evening. It was an evening that your King of Extreme, it's one of those unfortunate things. Like, it's the first time I've ever competed for it, but I know I'm good enough to just win it every single time because, every idea I just kind of like bat it off like it wasn't a big deal. But with these elimination rules, that was... So the day will come. The day will come when the King of Extreme will get his elimination. And, may Katarana... May the Lord have mercy on your continued streaming on that show if I get the vote. Oh, it's happening. It's happening, you rapscallion, you ne'er-do-well, outlaw, vagabond, no good, viper venom. Oh, Lord, yes, I'm pulling out all of the promo. Yes, you're getting full Yeah, that one, like, raspberries. I was ready. Now, granted, the next topic was going to be about China, and that's always kind of a hairy one because then we got to go into China. No one's been hotter on China than me. I am the best when it comes to China. In fact, everyone's been saying it. Everybody that, Donald Trump's leadership on China is simply tremendous. It's the best. There's none that's ever been better. That's one of the reasons I, did vote for Trump is I don't have nearly as good as a Biden impression. I needed Trump to win. So that was the unfortunate. That was unfortunate. But hey, what are you gonna do? So Donald J. Trump, I feel your pain, sir. I feel your pain. It was my own. Like, again, like I said earlier, I think I'm gonna have to appeal this all the way to the Supreme Court. Just to have John Roberts laugh in my face, too. Yeah. Unfortunately. And people were saying, like, we've got this. It's been said for the last few days. We've got this 5-4 or the 6-3 Supreme Court. I'm like, we got a 5-4 Supreme Court. Roberts has gotten awful wobbly. He's just your average wobbly liberal. So I don't really know what to say about that, but this was a very interesting evening to be sure, folks. Lord Almighty, and those, they're making eliminations. But folks, yes, your King of Extreme. Do not worry, I am the King of Extreme, the Lord of the Scottish Highlands, the Conqueror of the Ethereal. The Emperor of Big Bucket Empire. Check them out on YouTube and also on Facebook, Big Bucket Empire, so you can keep up with a little bit more of your K.O.E. content where I do some weekly shows. And yes, it was happening. I came, I saw, I conquered. I threw 2 opponents over the top rope, but in the end, there was just like, when Big Show's trying to eliminate somebody and then a bunch of people come up behind Big Show and like throw him over. It takes like 6 people. That's basically what happened to me. Like it happens. It happens. So we will have to see what happens there in the future. But yes. Oh, Lord Almighty, folks. It was quite the evening, and it was... Damn, as you can tell, there's just that bit of disappointment in K.O.E., but I will trudge forward. But also, folks, since, there's just a few people here, I'll, go ahead and say this. Your King of Extreme is going to be getting a rather extreme trim tomorrow. I know, ladies of the world, I know you are all just lamenting, hearing that these gorgeous flowing locks might be leaving this world soon. I know, but it's for a noble cause, and I'm going to do it in a real fun way. Yeah. What about the mullet? Oh, it's unfortunate. Like, I know, but well, my 8-year-old nephew is going through pediatric cancer. It's a real unfortunate thing that's happening, and everybody in our family's starting to shave their heads. My brother at first said he wasn't going to at all. He wanted to, but then, funny enough, my nephew said, "No, Dad. If you do, I'll punch you in the balls." I love his sense of humor because he was worried that his dad's hair wouldn't grow back, but my brother already did it. And so tomorrow I'm going to pick up my daughter, and she's going to take the shears and she's going to do the work. I'm just going to let her do it because why do I care? It'll hopefully grow back. But yeah, so I'm sorry, ladies, like Lord. But yeah, ladies, I'm so sorry to all the women of the world. These gorgeous flowing locks will be taking a hiatus. I know. So I'm just letting you get one last beautiful look here. I'm letting you get just one last. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's gorgeous. Oh, it's beautiful. I know. I mean, there's so much back here you can just grip on. But no. It's got to go. It's for a better cause. It's it's the right thing. And yeah, I'm going to do it just to support that little guy. He's awesome. So I'm going to do that for him. And so, folks, this was an amazing experience this evening. And looks like Laban just got eliminated. Oh, what? Yep. You always got to be worried about that. So, yeah, folks, when you see me on Prime K on Monday, you have the exclusive. You have the inside track as to why that's the case. Let's see if I can. You know what? Why not? I'll just go ahead, see if I can actually paste that into the comments there. Paste. Let's see. Bam! There you go. There's GoFundMe for my nephew's GoFundMe if you're feeling the gumption to do so. That's for my nephew. He's fighting the fight, man. So if you would like to help out in any way, shape, or form, that is the URL to do so. Like people say, how can I donate? Can I donate to this? Like, no, don't donate to me. There you go. Donate to that if you want to donate anything. Yes. But I'm going to put that up. Like, there's the GoFundMe if you happen to see it. I'm going to leave it there for a little bit. You can pause it at this moment if you want to come back and get the URL. But and there it is on my Twitch. And yes, Dad's Worldwide, Oliver Strong. We're all pulling for you, little guy. We are all pulling for you. So yeah, it's and I couldn't help myself. I had a random act of uncleness the other day, and we've only got a couple of Walmarts around here, so your toy selection is limited. And this kid loves Legos. He fucking loves Legos. And so I went to Walmart and I got the biggest fucking Millennium Falcon Lego set. It was like $190 fucking when you're done with tax and everything. Didn't give a fuck. Dropped it off, and I gave it to my brother and said, you're going to know when to drop this on the boy when his spirits are low. You'll know when the time is right. And apparently my brother dropped it at just the right time, and it had the desired effect. So it was a really good time, and it was I'm glad I got to do that. But yes, Dad's Worldwide, Oliver Strong. Thank you, sir. And yes, folks, check out Dad's Worldwide on YouTube, and on also looks like he's on Twitch. Well, my God, you're expanding, sir. Yes, check out Dad's Worldwide wherever you can. Brendan Roy, the guy behind the podcast, just a good salt of the earth guy. Like I really recommend just listening to what he has to say. And it's. Yeah, I can't thank you enough this evening, sir. But yeah, folks, that's what's going on in the Kingdom of Extreme. There is, I put on a very brave face and I come out and I bring the thunder for all of you. But yes, there are times when shit happens and it's unfortunate, and this is one of them. But yeah, so just to stand with the kid a little bit, I'm sorry, ladies, I'm so sorry. These gorgeous flowing locks. And also I figured it would be kind of a good dry run for my daughter. I'm my dad's got the kind of shears where you can just do the straight shave, and then they've got the different length. What am I looking for? Just basically different length brackets, so she can only shave like an inch off. So I'm gonna let her do like an inch first, just to give her a dry run, so she doesn't like cut my head. And then once she's got it down and I'm down to an inch, let her just do the rest of the shave from there. So it'll be kind of a double process. It'll take a few extra minutes, but I figure I'll pick up my daughter. We'll go to my dad's house because he's got the really good shears. I'll sit in the yard and I'll finally get my ears lowered. So yes, you can send this link to Tony G and he will rejoice with the fact that this lovely let me get in front of the, oh yeah, this just luxurious hair is going to be going bye-bye. I'm sorry, ladies of the world. I'm so sorry. I get it. I get it. And as we speak, the news is just spreading through social media. Like, oh my God, Phil's going to cut his gorgeous hair. How could he do it? But ladies, it is for a good cause. It's for my little nephew. And, what the kid needs right now is a little solidarity. Come on now. So, honestly, my brother, his dad, I don't think he wants to admit it, but he actually looks better with the head shaved look. He actually pulls off the whole Lex Luthor aesthetic. So, so that's going to be my day tomorrow. I'm just going to have a lovely Sunday with my daughter and get my head shaved. And so, hey, there's easier ways, a lot harder and more expensive ways to get your hair cut. And Tony's going to be so happy when this is gone. And also my mom is going to be so happy when this is gone. Everybody in my life seems to hate the ponytail. I think I pull it off well, but what are you going to do? So yes, folks, enjoy my gorgeous flowing locks for the last few hours that they will exist. For tomorrow, I will be shaved bald for a good cause. So what can you do? But beyond that, I've been very busy week on the farm. Finally, we got some rain. So, folks, because it's raining and I'm streaming, I don't know if you realize this, but I'm streaming in the rain, just streaming in the rain. What a glorious feeling. I'm happy again. Got a smile on my face with a happy refrain, just singing and dancing in the rain. I might have got off there. I was supposed to be streaming in the rain, but it was too beautiful. I had to go with the original. Oh, I know, Dad's Worldwide. I was so looking forward to a K.O.E. man bun, and yeah, I actually grew my hair out once to donate, and it got really long. And yeah, I would have to sometimes put it in a man bun just to work on the farm, and I hated it. And I told myself I'd never let my hair get that long again. And what do you know? It's already starting to get there because, well, let's be frank, the world isn't all that into getting haircuts anymore. So I used to only get 4 haircuts a year, and I've cut it down to 2. And so my daughter's going to do one tomorrow. So it's going to be an interesting evening. And I'm just going to have fun time. And yes, on Monday, everyone's going to be shocked to see me. I will be Stone Cold Steve Austin style bald. Now, it's unfortunate because there will be the possibility of doing Curly from the Three Stooges comparisons, which if you're going to be compared to any stooge, it's got to be Curly. Yeah, so once I got the hair gone, I can actually do like the slaps and it'll actually look pretty good. So we'll see how that goes. I actually did shave my head once in high school, but now we are moving on up to we're moving on up to shaving our head in manhood. Normally that's something reserved for men with male pattern baldness, but I am doing it for a good cause. I don't care. So, oh, Lord Almighty. But yeah, come on in, folks. The people are just starting to get here. The water is fine. Don't worry. So, yeah, the Prime panel was great. The Prime panel's going to be great when I'm on there on Monday. And we're going to see what happens when your King of Extreme goes. It's going to be a little bit more chill. There's not going to be any eliminations, so I'll be able to get my smart aleck remarks in on every aspect of the show. But for those just joining us who are new here, like, share, subscribe to K.O.E Nation on YouTube, and also follow me on Twitch. Come on, folks. And it was a lovely, lovely evening, and it is a lovely evening with you beautiful people. So I'm really looking forward to Monday, and then when I get back to Thirsty Thursdays, I'm also going to have a new look. People are going to be but do not worry, folks. I am still going to be the absolute master of sartorial resplendency. So that is really the most important thing, really. I mean, I can go on any show, but I better look damn good doing it. But let's be frank, I am one damn handsome man, so I'm going to look good pretty much no matter where I go. So that was... so, folks, definitely be sure to join me on that one. But before I do anything else, I figure, I know it's a glorious bottle, but I can give you folks, you beautiful people, a little bit of a sneak peek as to what we got going here very soon. And if anybody in the comments have any ideas to what would be a good bracket, I'm all ears, because the Sweet 16 Bourbon Tournament is upon us, and I happen to have all 16 bourbons right here on my poker table, so I'm going to bring them one by one real quick, give you a quick breakdown and a quick give you an idea who the competitors are. So we have first the winner from the Bulleit Distillery, Bulleit 10-year bourbon, one truly amazing bourbon and one you really need to try. If you haven't had Bulleit 10-year, yeah, it's amazing. It's caramel in a glass. It's basically the cheapest thing that you can get that's readily available that's close to Blanton's. I hate to say that, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Not a fan of Bulleit. You need to try their 10-year aged, because Bulleit does source their whiskey. I'm going to be honest. They used to source it from Four Roses, and then they sourced it from Ancient Age. And so this 10-year is Ancient Age, which is from the Buffalo Trace Distillery, and it's aged 10 years. So this is going to be different than the regular orange label stuff you get, which is, to be frank, a Four Roses or an MGP, I think it is. But yeah, those are sourced whiskeys. This one is basically, Buffalo Trace aged 10 years. So you will actually, this is actually quality. But yeah, a lot of Bulleit is mixing whiskey. Then next we've got Mitcher's Small Batch Bourbon. This one was a solo entry because we couldn't get our hands on Mitcher's 10-year, which is $500 a bottle on the secondary. So we're like, this is good enough. We're going to go with Mitcher's. And this is one that Tony really likes. Interesting nose. Let's see. We got us hey there. Yes, this is some good bourbon. And we're just getting into the Sweet 16 here. On K.O.E Nation on YouTube, there's going to be a Sweet 16 bourbon tournament. And while I had all you beautiful people, I figured I'd break down who the competitors are going to be. And if any of you have any ideas, once I get them all out here, what kind of brackets you'd like to see, definitely let me know, because we have not decided the brackets yet. We know who the competitors are, because we went through 43 whiskeys to decide who the 16 competitors were going to be. For example, we did Bulleit 10-year, Bulleit cask strength, and regular Bulleit up against each other, and this bad boy won. So it's going to be quite the tournament. Then, of course, if you're going to have any tournament, you got to have some Booker's, don't you? Booker's bourbon. Now, this one's hot. This is the kitchen table batch. Tony's got another bottle of this at his house in case this one gets destroyed in the tournament. It's got, 64% ABV, 128 proof, age 6 years, 8 months, 7 days. Booker's is a spicy meatball, but boy, is it good. Then, this is one I'm a little worried about. This is one I think is easily the best value whiskey in the whole thing. Like, it's the cheapest one, and it's shockingly good. I didn't think I was going to like it at all. Jim Beam Black, extra aged. Actually, a shockingly good bourbon, and one I'm a little worried about. I think it might do a lot better than I really want to admit. Then we're actually gonna show you real quick the 3 representatives that are outside Kentucky, because other than that, all the other bourbons are from Kentucky. But there was 3 that made it that weren't from Kentucky. Folks from Colorado will definitely know Breckenridge Bourbon Whiskey. It's just a great Colorado bourbon, and it's from snow melt from the Rocky Mountains. And given that I'm a Nebraska boy, and I used to go vacation in Colorado a lot when I was a kid, it just kind of brings back some memories. And it's actually, water is the backbone of any whiskey. This one is just the water is so clean and crisp that you don't get like that. There's some whiskeys where it just tastes dirty. We'll get there. We'll get there, Dads Worldwide. We will get there. The other non-Kentucky entry, TX Bourbon. This is from Texas, from the Firestone and Robertson Distillery. Their bourbon is all right, but if you get a chance to get your hands on TX blended whiskey, it's only like $29 a bottle. It is the best whiskey on the planet Earth, and I'm not saying that with any hyperbole. It's just the best. I'm sorry. Then the last outside of Kentucky whiskey, being a Nebraska boy, I had to get a Nebraska entrant. Loop River Distilling, Nebraska straight bourbon whiskey. From our grain to your glass, 43% ABV, 86 proof. This is almost entirely, not 100%, but almost entirely corn in its mash bill. And what makes this one interesting is the water comes from the Ogallala Aquifer, which is a very pure sourcing of water. And like I said, water is the backbone of any whiskey. And so if you can get an interesting sourcing for your water, that's what makes it worthwhile to me. And a lot of these whiskeys are getting their water from rivers. That's where most people do. So the fact that this one is aquifer water, to me, just means it should be in it. And I'm a Nebraska boy, so I got to throw in a local boy to competition, because a lot of the other bourbons from Nebraska, there's a couple other ones, but most of them are around Omaha, and they get a lot of their water from the Missouri River. So I know your life is going to be tumult and chaos while I take this little sip. I'm so sorry. Gorgeous. Now we move back to Kentucky, folks. Another one that made it in, representing the Knob Creek line, Knob Creek 15, an amazing, just a lovely, lovely bourbon. I thought this one was going to be all wood. It was not. It was just gorgeous. A lot of nuttiness, some, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, what's that stuff that Nutella. It's got kind of like an almost Nutella flavor to it. Now we move on. Now Brendan here was wondering, where is my Eagle Rare? Well, Eagle Rare lost out, because if you go to my Buffalo Trace distillery video on the K.O.E Nation, it was Blanton's versus Colonel E.H. Taylor versus Eagle Rare versus Buffalo Trace. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and say, Blanton's got a bye. Blanton's is making its way into the tournament because people want to know how other whiskeys stack up against this. So this one was just pretty much getting in no matter what. You can say it was good, bad, and different. You would love this and the 12-year. There's very little space of difference between this and the 12-year. So if you find a 12-year, it would be worth picking up. So yes, Blanton's made its way in, but also that left Eagle Rare, Colonel E.H. Taylor, and Standard Line Buffalo Trace. And the winner of that was, you know it, I know it, it's the right thing, Colonel E.H. Taylor is moving on into the bourbon tournament to represent the other Buffalo Trace slot. So if people are saying, well, that's giving too many slots to one distillery, Nub Creek, Jim Beam, and Booker's are all subsidiaries of Beam Suntory. So it's all from Jim Beam. So we're actually giving Jim Beam way more than we should, but they've got some pretty good ones. Taylor, of course. Yes, the Colonel E.H. Taylor. And in case you're wondering, yes, this bottle is getting low. I have another bottle for backup. So do not worry, folks. If Colonel goes down, if this bottle goes down in the tournament, it's going to be so sad. When it does go down, we do have a backup for it. Some of these bottles are mine. Some of these are Tony's, and they're just all hanging out here for when we do record the bourbon tournament. Now, let's get into some interesting ones here. All right. One that ended up winning despite it all, representing Wild Turkey, this barely beat out Rare Breed. And I know there's some people that want to slap me for saying that there's something that could possibly be better than Rare Breed, and it's good. But this one is just such a classic flavor that it ended up making it into the tournament just by the hair of its turkey neck, chinny chin chin. So Wild Turkey 101 will represent Turkey, the Wild Turkey Distillery, in the bourbon tournament. Then we went to Old Forester. 1920. We went through the 1879, the 1890, the 1910, and the 1920. And we also did the Statesman as well. And we arrived at 1920. We ended up with 1920 being the actual winner. And also 1920 has its own cult following. So I figured we kind of have to put this bottle in, because if we put in like the Statesman or 1910, or I really like the 1890, everybody will say, well, of course, if you would have put in the 1920 would win. My Taylor's getting really low. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Well, Brendan, I'm so sorry at Dad's Worldwide. I'm going to give you a digital whiff of my bottle through the. So, all right. But now, again, Brendan, if you can make it here to Nebraska, man, you can come on down and you can definitely join. But yeah, it's quite the journey. Hey, Justin, how are we doing there, sir? I'm actually just going over the Sweet 16 Bourbon Tournament that's going to be going down here at the K.O.E. Nation on YouTube. I'm just giving my folks here on the live stream and my folks over at Twitch, K.O.E. Nation on Twitch, I'm giving them a little preview of what's to come because I love my audience so much. But yeah, thank you for coming. Thanks for being here. Now, the next bourbon, since we're speaking of cult following bourbons, is Evan Williams White Label Bottled in Bond. It's just an interesting one. It's another cult following bourbon. I'm not a member of the cult, I'm afraid. Doing awesome. Enjoy watching you. Oh, well, thank you. I really do enjoy doing the Hippy Dippy podcast. Dylan is a really fun yet fair host, and there's times I can tell he don't like any of the words falling out of my mouth, but he still lets me get them out, which is actually pretty cool of him. So, but yes, thank you for joining me here on the show. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. K.O.E. Nation on YouTube, K.O.E. Nation on Twitch. But yeah, I really enjoy doing those panels. Especially the Hippy Dippy show. I run into so many people I would never run into in my life. I'm a farmer out in the middle of Nebraska, and so I do a lot of my thinking when I'm out in the field, and I was just like, wow, I had no idea that people of any sort of this type existed. I'm never even going to run into a dyed-in-the-wool socialist out here. And, boy, Twitch just has all kinds of different people, and so I really do enjoy it. And now, all right, we've only got a few, 3 bourbons left to show off before you have all 16. Four Roses, small batch. This one barely beat out single barrel. It's good stuff, though. The single barrel is a little spicy, while the small batch rounds out a lot of the edges. So if you like a spicy bourbon, then the single barrel would be for you. But small batch is really where it's at. If I was going exclusively Four Roses, I'd go small batch pretty much every time. And if I had, like, honestly, Evan Williams, I'm just going to go ahead and say, I have not been all that impressed with the Heaven Hill Distillery. Like, literally, their best product, in my opinion, is Mellow Corn. And yeah, that's going to sound like an insult, but I'm also a corn farmer. So what are you going to do? I'm going to give now the last two bourbons. It's a little unfair, but we got to put in what's the best bourbon. These are store picks from here in Nebraska. But these are also very representative of store picks you can find in your state. They're ones with very common store picks programs, and that is Woodford Reserve Double Oaked from the Wine, Beer, and Spirits in Lincoln, Nebraska. Hey, Yanked Up Podcast. Definitely check out Yanked Up Podcast on YouTube. He's an awesome guy. This one, Tony and I thought was just going to be way too woody and too oaky, and instead it was just like toasted marshmallow deliciousness in a glass. So really, this one you need to, even if you're not a bourbon drinker, this one would really do well. Let me just take a nose here. Yeah, there's just that toasted marshmallow smell that's there, and it's just not going to go away. And one moment, ladies and gents, I know your life will be tumult and chaos. And I'm back. Didn't you hardly knew I was gone. You hardly knew. And the last bourbon, one of my personal favorite bourbons in the world. There's a reason I saved this one for last, folks. Maker's Mark store pick. Maker's Mark gets a really bad reputation as not a very good distillery, or they put out very low quality products. But really, this stuff is just ascendant. If you can get your hands on any Maker's Mark store pick product, it's going to blow you away. You're going to be quite impressed. As you can see, I've been quite impressed with this particular offering, and it usually takes quite a bit for me to get a bottle even past the shoulder. And so, yes, as you can see here, because I've had this Four Roses bottle for like 5 months now. It just takes a lot for me to get it past the shoulder. I don't drink every day, but when I do, I want to enjoy the finer things. But yes, folks, this is the Sweet 16 Bourbon Tournament as you see it. I'm going to get an official, all polished up, nice and pretty video up for YouTube tomorrow, or maybe the next day. But you folks here tonight got to have the incredible preview of it. Hang on here. Yes, true. It is so true. Yes, Maker's Mark, amazing stuff. And so for those just getting here, a quick recap going back what we've got here for our bourbons that we'll be making it. And I'm thinking what needs to definitely happen, Nebraska and Texas bourbons are going to have to go up against each other in the first round bracket. I think, because what I'm thinking of doing here, folks, is we'll just push these four ahead. This won't be the bracket necessarily, but we're going to do blind flight tests of each at four at a time. So let's say we'd put Blanton's, Colonel H. Taylor, 1920, and Evan Williams white label. Every judge is going to get 4 glasses. They're going to get this poured in them. They're not going to see the pour happen. They will have to judge the whiskey as it is without the benefit of knowing what the label is. There's going to be one person that keeps track of where each thing goes. And then let's say Blanton's moves on. Blanton's is our grand winner. It will move on to the final 4. And the final 4 will be the last matchup to decide the Bourbon of Extreme. And you will get to see the Sweet 16 Bourbon Tournament to find out what bourbon, folks, when you're going and shopping, what bourbons you need to just leave behind and what's the one bourbon you need to keep on your shelf. This is the sacrifice I, your King of Extreme, am making for you. I am collecting all of these bourbons so that you, when you go shopping, you will be the smartest, the most discerning, one of the best shoppers out there. Yes, you're excited. I'm really excited. And hell yes. And it will be an amazing evening. We're going to have to cut this up across a couple evenings. I don't think we're going to do all the entire tournament in one night, but it is going to happen across March Madness, baby. So it's not just Phil K.O.E., but it's me, Phil K.O.E., baby, for March Madness, Sweet 16 Bourbon Tournament, baby. You know it's the right place to be, baby. So yes, not Dick Vitale, not Dickie V, but Phil K.O.E., baby. So yes, it's going down. But yeah, for a quick recap, Loop River Bourbon from Nebraska with Ogallala Aquifer. Mitcher's Bourbon, an excellent, excellent bourbon, one of Tony's favorites, and this is his bottle, actually. Booker's, you know you need it, you know you want it. It's a spicy meatball. Jim Beam Black. This one's the cheapest one. If you're just looking for good value, this one, you're going to be shocked at how good it is. Tony brought this over, and this is his bottle. We poured some. I just thought, Jim Beam, who cares? This surprised. And for $17, you really can't argue. It was $17. Yeah. Breckenridge Bourbon from Colorado. Excellent, excellent stuff. Just very crisp water, and it comes through in the distillation. TX Bourbon from Texas. Excellent, excellent stuff. A little bit grainy on the nose. Yeah, the nose has a lot more grain coming through than anything else, really. And then also Bullet Bourbon. Excellent. 10-year aged bullets. This stuff is actually H&H, I believe, aged 10 years. So definitely, if you get a chance to check this stuff out, if you like Buffalo Trace, I think you're going to like this stuff. Honestly, that's my take. Knob Creek 15-year. Excellent, excellent stuff. I thought this was going to be an oak bomb, but it was just pure gorgeousness in a bottle. Wild Turkey. We got to have turkey in there. And yeah, Wild Turkey kind of gets a bad rap as just kind of like a redneck brand just because of its name. And, this is, I think, of all the bourbons on this list, probably the one that's been most abused by the most people. I think that's a fair statement, and that's why it's got its reputation. Still really a good bourbon, though, if you just consider it as itself. Just as a bourbon, it actually really does stand out. Then we've got Blanton's. Blanton's got a buy. It got an unfair buy, but it needed to, because want to know how all of these whiskeys stack up against Blanton's, so you know if you see a good one that's a close replacement for Blanton's, pick it up. It's this one. Colonel E.H. Taylor, it's got to make it. You know it's right. The 1920 Evan Williams White Label, Four Roses small batch, and then the Nebraska store picks. But folks, I have got something going on in my personal life here, and I have got to bid you all a beautiful adieu. But as I'm known to say around here, all that being said, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. Folks, this has been an amazing time, Oh, Jesus. So what are the seedlings? Oh, you got here just like I gotta go. But Little Fettuccini, the #1 fan of the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast, thank you for being here, sir. I love every time that I see you. Thank you for being here. I am so glad that we've been able to have some cross-pollination of the fan base. But folks, thank you for joining us. thank you for being here. The post Prime Cayes live stream. You were here to see it. You were here to join it. Folks, I am the devilishly handsome outlaw himself, your king of extreme, Phil K.O.E. Be sure to like, share, subscribe on YouTube, and to be sure to follow me on Twitch. God bless you all, and I hope you all have a beautiful time, and I'll catch you on